I believe. Yes. Okay, so these don't have to stop. There's thank you cards in the back. You can always write somebody if you're not a big public speaker, you know, because it's so fun to stand up here. You can always write somebody a card, drop it in their box. You can make it anonymous. You could sign it. There's all sorts of ways. Grab somebody in the hallway. We have the thank you board. Just don't let it stop here. So thank people for this thankless job that we do. All right. Region updates. There's a ton. So let's start with the fact that I finally get to tell you, I've stood up here for months and months and months, like, we're so close to a building. We almost have a building. That building fell through. We have another. Okay, so I feel like I've been doing this. I actually get to show you pictures of our brand new building. So for those of you who are brand new, we have always had a site in the north part of the county until we lost our site officially last October, but we've been looking for a new building for a year and a half plus, and we finally have a beautiful new space that Shane has been working tirelessly to, with Dawn and our facilities department, to have us be able to inhabit. So, without further ado, there's our beautiful building. Okay, so here's the situation on our building. Address 170 South Spruce, North County, so in South San Francisco. If you're familiar with where we used to be located in South San Francisco, it's not, it's a stone's throw away from the old Huntington site. This is what the front of the building looks like, and this entire top floor essentially is ours. It's a 2-story building, and it will be a combination of staff office, meaning people will dock there as their permanent home office. It will be freeing up space here. It will also mean that that office is a fully functional office with people living there, including administrative support, which will be great. There are treatment rooms. There are conference rooms, there is going to be hoteling offices, and there's going to be regular leadership staff that are either docked there permanently as their home or rotating through on a regular basis. So I'll be up there a couple days a week, Jamila will be up there a couple days a week on regular schedules, we'll have HR and Michelle Garzona and admin up there a few different times, so we have the capacity to operate as if in this site up there as well. So exciting things to come. You want to see some pictures? Woo! Oh, when might you ask? Let me go back to when. When are we moving in? We're moving in next week as far as staff. Staff are moving next week. We should be able to start checking out rooms and using them July 29th. That is our target date. They're already set up on Outlook for under SSF when you look for the rooms. So feel free to use it. Please use the office. Check them out. The treatment rooms, I got to say, back up for a second because this deserves an appreciation. So there's been a ton of work spent on trying to design treatment rooms. Am I going to trip myself? Design treatment rooms that are the most effective for the therapy that you guys all do. So we got a lot of information from different clinicians in the programs about what would be the appropriate types of materials to set up the new treatment rooms with. What did we want in there? What would make more sense? What do we not want in there? And so we kind of took all of that and ran with it. So through some great spearheading from Jennifer Fan, we actually have now Santray, puppet theater, and different types of multicultural and generational puppets. We have a lot more art materials. We have, so Santray, there's one more big one.
The dollhouse.
Oh, big dollhouse. So each room is actually going to have a particular dedicated theme. So there'll be a Santray room, a dollhouse room, so that you know when you're checking things out or checking the room out, which room you want to check out that's most appropriate. And then we're going to mirror the same exact thing in the treatment rooms here, so that you know if you happen to meet with a client here that you usually meet with in South City, you have access to the same things in the treatment room that they may be using regularly. So huge props out to Jennifer.
We also got a bunch of therapy games in English and Spanish.
Yes, yes. So, woohoo! And you just have to let us know what you need once you're in there, because if we don't have it or we need it, just let us know. We want them to be the most appropriate spaces for the families that you're serving. So, pictures. Woo, pretty. This is before. Before construction, you're like, look, I'm gonna, do yoga on the ground. All right, so this is down the main hall, laying carpet. Couple different offices, and this is temporary reception. So they are installing an elevator for us. So the elevator's we're getting in before the elevator's in. So that is something to consider. So the main entrance we would normally go in is having an elevator installed with a whole new lobby area and everything for us. In the meantime, we go in through the 180 South Spruce entrance. It all goes to the same floor. In the next few months, once that gets finalized, we'll have an elevator, lobby, reception, all specific. But for right now, we have a temporary reception right when you enter into the top of the hallway on the left-hand side. So temporary reception. Isabel is our new admin starting August 3rd. Awesome. Can't wait for you guys to meet her. We're doing an entire office in the back that's not attached to the clinic side. It's actually kind of dedicated so that there's not going to be a lot of client traffic. In the back, it's a huge big room that's actually wrapped with desk space, and it'll be a whole hoteling office. So there'll be multiple, how many do we do? 8? 8 or 9?
There's 5, I think.
Oh, there's 5 right now? 5 or 6? That'll be hoteling and drop-in space. The entire place is going to be hooked and rigged for Wi-Fi so that if you have a laptop, you can just work there. We're going to be building in, obviously, VDI systems and all that kind of stuff. We've also worked with Pam, our IT director, to purchase, I think we did 6 laptops that are fully capable of accessing the Wi-Fi that will stay there for checkout. So basically, if you don't have a laptop or you just need to drop in, or before we get it all fully IT'd out with network and all of that, you still have the capacity to work and log into anything that you need to with those new laptops. So we tried to think of the way to like get in as fast as possible, but not just have it be a roof over our heads, but to be like you could work here the whole day if you needed to. So we'll have those for checkout. There's a whole section that's just a staff lounge area and comfortable space, which is great. So, you know, sometimes you just want to not sit at a desk. This is what it looks like down the middle of the main lane. So these are hoteling spaces that will become permanent desks of folks. So they all have their dividers, they all have their drawers and locks and all of that. They'll have their computers. They're just not in this picture. And for right now, we're using what we have available. We will eventually convert this over to more desk spaces as well because we have so many staff. So this is some of the main work area. What else do we have? Additional, and then this is down the main side, the main clinic side. So we have treatment offices and conference rooms. Around this corner is the kitchen and the bathrooms, all of that. Shane's putting together, has already kind of designed a one sheet for everybody that's got all the tips and tricks and questions, like what's the code to the bathroom? How do you do it? How do you get in? What are the hours of operation? What are the treatment rooms called? A little map. So all of that's to be coming out in the next few days. Questions? Are we excited? Yeah. Yay! Yeah. What's that? Absolutely. Absolutely. So here's the thing. It'll be 9 to 5. So there's the front entrance doors, like the ones to the street, that are keyed differently than our offices. And our offices are keyed to our main keys, so that's great. So it'll all be one for this office and that one. That main building gets open 9 to 5 by the main people who run the building. There is a separate key for after hours, like either before or after hours, and you just have to coordinate with Shane about getting one of those. But absolutely, we don't have an alarm system in it right now, but the county or the city code of South San Francisco requires that a business has an alarm. So we are going to put one in, and so then we'll need to manage, we'll set the alarm procedures and all of that for everybody. But yes, it is absolutely intended to be a fully used office in the same way this one is, which means when you meet your families, you meet your families. So, yep. Other questions? Cindy?
Do you have pictures of the conference room?
Are they? They're not loaded on this slide, but we do have a ton of pictures of the conference rooms. What's that? What?
Okay, sorry. I can send you pictures of it.
Yeah, we've got a ton of other pictures. There's in the same way that the last South City office had a large conference room with additional, there's the large one that can accommodate 10 to 15 people. There's a few smaller ones. There's a couple that we're setting up that they can have conference room, or they'll still have like toys and games and things like that. So you can have like a family at the table and also work over here. So yeah, it'll be great. It's beautiful space. It's coming along. Any other questions? Yay for new buildings. Before I go on to that, I do want to just say one thing. Someone brought this up the other day. I thought it was really poignant to bring up. So depending on your relationship to change, right? Moving is stressful. Moving is the number 2 stressor when it's studied. Public speaking is the first. Moving is second. I think like getting married is third or something crazy like that. So So this is an exciting time, but it's also a time where it just means change. It means that people may be leaving a space here that they've had for several years and moving into a new space, an actual physical space, and redesigning that, which can be exciting. It can also be sad. It can be challenging. If you're on a team where you don't feel like you wanted to move and your team is moving, that can have a different impact on you. It'll also mean that around here, people that you're used to seeing every day, you may not see anymore, or as often, I shouldn't say anymore. You may not see them as often as the hallways. So it's a lot of mixed emotions. It's a lot of stress just to move your stuff and to have people go, to change the way that you're accessing work daily, all of those different things. So I thought that was really good to hear, to step back and push pause and remind myself and to remind all of you that it's actually moving is very stressful and not everybody has the same relationship to that stress as another person. So let's just be sensitive to one another's excitement or sadness or anxiety around the move and the ripple effect that it may or may not have as we start to shift things around in our world. So I want to say thank you in advance to everyone who is moving and everyone who's helping the move. That's it. I just want to say that. So, all right. So, Tuesday. Raise your hand if you were at the ball game. Wow, I love it. Raise your hand if you thought it was terrible. It was pretty fun, I gotta say. It was really hot. I think I got a little sun. But I just wanted to say, not everybody got a chance to go. We had some people on vacation. Some people chose to do a different type of appreciation day for themselves. Whatever the case may be. A couple different things. We're totally gonna play the video of Jose throwing the first pitch, which is awesome, and embarrass him a little bit more. One of the things that we do every summer is when we do our appreciation event, we usually take a group photo and it's on the wall, right, and down the main hallway. We didn't actually get a full group picture this time. We just got a lot of other fun pictures. So we decided, oh, hey. Oh, nice. I was like, the power's going out. So on the table where the sign-in sheet is, you might wonder, why do we have a jersey there with some pens? Sign your name because we're going to do something different this year. We're actually going to mount the jersey with all of the staff's signature on it and surround it with some of the pictures of the event, and that will be our appreciation photo kind of collage, if you will, for this year. So it'll go on the wall with all the others. So that'll be just something new we're trying. So sign if you haven't signed. And in the meantime, that's Jose right there.
Can he do it?
Woo! No pressure. There he is. Ta-da! Awesome job. All right. So we just figured we'd flip through a couple of pictures and share with you guys, since why not? So he met some weird monkey thing. All right. It was awesome because we were totally announced in the fourth, which was great. So we're up there on the big screen. Those of you who missed it, we had some dedicated seating. People were very hot and melting. There may or may not have been some video and some fun times in the kids' park. There may or may not have been some barrel rolling down there that happened, and some battle wounds. I'm a little scarred up, so a lot of fun there. Just wanted to also say, I don't know if Wendy's here, but this is Wendy's daughter, Lily. Lily has been at every staff appreciation summer event since she was born. So I sent her yesterday a picture of her at her very first one as a comparison. She's so cute. She's been at every one. Group shot.
I just want to point out that Wendy taking her child to a Giants game as opposed to a Dodgers game. Really? This is a
big thing. If those of you who don't know Wendy is like the active Dodgers one in this building. Maybe two, whatever. I found this motley crew hanging out somewhere near the shaded barbecue area. They didn't want to be social with anybody else. All right. It was a lot of fun. Thank you again, Tara and everybody. Thank you for coming out. We wanted to try something different. If it worked, let us know. If it didn't work, let us know. If you'd prefer something else, let us know. We just want to start mixing up and, having days of fun. Good? Yeah. Okay, chart room updates. This is the boring kind of like PSA. We have a chart room. It's locked. It's locked for a reason. We have Medi-Cal compliance issues, right? Site certification. We have Joint Commission stuff that has to, like, you have to lock the charts. So with that, a while ago, we changed so that the drawers themselves in the chart room would be locked outside of the hours of opening hours, and that they would get opened at 9 and locked back up at 5. Yeah? Sound familiar? Okay. One of the things I just am here to remind you is that they need to be locked until 9, and they need to be locked at 5 and after. And so what that means is if you work before, like you're coming in at 8, you grab a quick chart because you got a 9 o'clock meeting or whatever, we still want you to lock the drawer. Because what's ending up happening is there's been a few times where we've come in the morning and admin's gone to unlock the drawers and they've been unlocked, and then we don't know, shoot, did we forget to lock it last night? And it's just to keep us on our compliance toes. So if you, and we figure it's actually because there's already people in the building with chart that need to access charts. So just remember, if you're entering the chart room before 9 a.m., just relock the drawer. Just don't assume, I mean, the easiest assumption is like, well, someone's gonna need it in 5 minutes anyways, right? Like, it's 9 in 5 minutes. It's really to help us track that we're actually following our own protocol. And then after 5, if you're here after 5 or after hours, same thing, just lock it up so we know. And if for some reason you're discovering outside of those hours it's not locked, just give a heads up. Give a heads up to Sapna, me, anybody, not as like a tattletale thing, just we're trying to track our own compliance and protocol. So I want to give you that reminder. That's it. I want to give you that reminder. Lock charts out, sign them out, sign them out, sign them out, and don't leave them on your desk. Deal? Deal. All right. And now Jamila gets to come up.
For the super fun stuff. I like that PSA.
You like that?
Yeah.
You get to be on mic too.
Awesome. Okay. Hi, everybody. I'm Jamila. Oh, that's right. I'm thinking that this is actually projecting my voice. Okay. So, every AllStaff, if this is your first one, we try to do a couple of health and safety reminders. And this time, based on some stuff that happened recently, we're talking about head lice. So...
We did not do this directly before or after awards too. We got that feedback.
Yes. Right. Was it communicable diseases and then you're welcome, right. So I want to thank real quick. Oh, sorry. I'm not in the, there should be an X down here so I know. I want to thank Michelle, Nurse Michelle. Is she here? No. I want to thank Nurse Michelle for putting together these slides for us. But basically, what I wanted to point out, I'm not going to read all this to you. Thank you. That the symptoms, the scratchy scalp, little things flying around on your head, maybe some sores. Yes. So these are things that you want to be looking for. Early detection is important. And then there's some information here about what to do. We are in the Health and Safety Committee working on some protocols for how to communicate about this sort of thing when it happens. We did have a family who had head lice who still showed up to our office and still wanted their case manager to come out and visit with them. So we're working on some protocols so you guys feel really comfortable in what you should be doing, and then also how to talk with your family about why you'll be postponing your visit and that sort of thing. So you're so that you know the agency fully supports you postponing that sort of visit, not only for your safety and health, but the health of your own families and the health of everybody else that you'll come into contact with. So basically what to do if you have them. You want to scrub your head really well with some very special shampoo, which Nurse Michelle has if you ever need it. The other thing is bed bugs. Fortunately, I don't think we've had an issue with this lately, but you know, lead lice, scabies, bed bugs, it kind of just all was in the family. So bed bugs also will jump onto you at a home visit. So this is something that you want to be mindful of. If a family is mentioning this to you, maybe think about scheduling your home visit for somewhere else rather than going into their home and then picking up some little friends to bring back to the office. Again, same with the bed bug thing. The protocol will cover like how to talk to your family about this and also how to help them get whatever they need so that they can get rid of their bed bug issue. Any questions? Yes?
Will the protocol talk
Oh, we did. Okay.
Our community-based program. The question has come up, when do we know it's okay to go back?
Ooh.
From family?
Yes.
So this is something we've been struggling with. And
Great.
so there are a lot of programs.
That is a great question. Thank you, Billy. Yeah. Thank you.
Any other questions?
Yes.
So I know the lice treatment can be really expensive, and I've had challenges in the past trying to help families find resources for, paying for everything.
Mm-hmm.
Do you have contacts?
Mm-hmm.
Do. Okay, good. Because it's a pricey deal.
I think we've been able to get some through donations. So yeah. So know that we have some in stock, and we could possibly get more if need be. Yeah. Yeah. Sure. Good question. Anything else? All right. Thanks, guys. Thanks. Yeah. You don't have to clap for Bedlift.
All right. So I wanted to give a quick couple of other updates. So psychiatry, I wanted to let you guys know a quick psychiatry update. So most, if not all of you, probably have already seen the email I sent out several weeks ago that our staff psychiatrist, Dr. Naomi Leslie, is actually leaving us after about 3 years. She's moving back home to the East Coast. Can't stop her, unfortunately. And so there's a few updates. So we've been actively looking to recruit behind her. Some of our programs, it's a requirement in our contracts. We have a lot of young people that are being served, so we want to make sure that there's no gap. So our medical director, Robin Randall, and I have been actively recruiting. We have 2 potential candidates, which is great. Yay! If you guys don't know, hiring a psychiatrist is really hard. So we have 2 potential candidates that we're exploring to see if we can bring them on. We're working on contingency planning as well, because we need to do that, about who might be able to back up if there is some kind of gap. Reaching out to some past psychiatrists who have worked with us, who know our population, know our agency, our kind of protocols, to see if they would be a contracted provider just for a few months if we do have to negotiate some kind of gap. So there's a lot of planning going into this. We're also looking at expanding our medical team in different ways than we've done previously, through increasing our RN and nurse support to offset some of the hours that and the duties that the psychiatrist has currently and will have moving forward as a help. We're also exploring for the first time bringing a nurse practitioner in to broaden our pool of who can help us to fill our psychiatry need, because nurse practitioners by and large can do most everything that an MD psychiatrist can, as long as they're under the license of an MD psychiatrist, which we have currently. So that's what we're doing right now. The fun part about the goodbye is that we are doing a goodbye for Dr. Leslie on her very last day, which will be August 14th. So everybody should have a save the date in their Outlook. Please come and send her off. She has been a phenomenal doc working with us for, like I said, almost 3 years. I can't believe it's been that long. So she deserves a very heartwarming send-off, because she's been great. So that's it. Any psychiatry questions? I'll keep you apprised of our hiring. Going once, going twice? See, I told you, this is all business today. Okay. Hey, here's a question. How long have we been in San Mateo County? 15 years, you win. Ding, ding, ding. Okay, so this is our 15-year anniversary, started in January. We have been actively planning a 15-year anniversary celebration, and we have a date booked. Amazing, huh? So it's going to be, we're targeting October 15th. 10-15, right? A little 15, 10-15, 15 years, isn't that kitschy? So we are booked right now for an event across the freeway at the Hiller Aviation Museum, which is great. And it's going to be a combination of a donor engagement and donor cultivation event, because by and large, Edgewood is known for 165 years of being a San Francisco-based organization, and we are doing everything we can to make sure people know that we have a strong presence in this county. So we're doing a lot of work right now with a host committee and the development team, and Tara and Shane and Jamila and a lot of different people are putting some efforts into planning a really nice event that will be a staff event that is celebrating the 15 years that we have put into this county and the growth and impact that we've had, as well as what's on the table for the next 15 years. So there'll be a couple of different variations of the event, with a little bit of a smaller donor cultivation event leading into the main event on the 15th. So I wanted to let you know this because I won't get you collectively as a group until September for our next AllStaff, which is really close to October 15th. So more to come. You're going to be seeing a lot more information about what this is going to look like. But just know, book 10/15 in your head, save a little date for an event. Sound good? Any questions? If you want to help, if you love events, if you love this, come see me, because we could use more people. That would be great. Everyone's like, no, I'll just show up. All right, anything else? Okay. So I wanted to do a quick follow-up too, because the last time we were in this room, we did a HIPAA/intended to be incident report training and only got through HIPAA. So I just wanted to let you know we didn't let that die as far as a topic. We didn't want to overrun you with another training. So what's been happening since that training is that SAPNA did send out the PowerPoint of all of the information to the entire region. And leadership to review and to be reviewing with the teams. So the intent is really that staff and leadership review the training, get their Q&A together, talk to SAPNA, talk to any of us about if there's any questions regarding doing serious incident reports, any questions coming back about some of the follow-up items with HIPAA. There are still things on the parking lot that we are working on. So there was questions about photo consents and a bunch of different things that we have parking lotted from, is that even a word? From the training that we are still working on getting the definitive answers and protocols revised and out. So they didn't die anywhere. Tay, Rockstars, already did an entire training with their team. What? Lots of people individually have been going to QA, which is great. And SAPNA wanted me to let you guys all know, because she's not here today, you can absolutely schedule her to come do team trainings or for Q&A if you need to on any of these two topics. Good? Just wanted to circle back. We didn't forget about it. Going once, going twice? Okay. I think this is my last one. Yes, this is my last one. So BHRS is, ever since 2 years ago when the state did their big Medi-Cal audit, BHRS has gone into an internal review process of their own to make sure that they're preemptively reviewing quality and different charts to make sure that when the next audit comes from the state, everyone's better prepared. So part of what that has done is meant that different agencies are requested for charts at different periods of time. We just got requested. So we are turning over on August 3rd, 13 charts. We already have the names of all of the charts. Your leadership teams are already pulling those charts, looking at them. They might talk to you about them. By and large, they're looking fantastic. And the ones that aren't looking fantastic, and I don't even mean that, there might be one, we already knew it wasn't going to be fantastic, and we knew why. It was probably because one of them is like, we never really had a client. It was one of our Tay who just was like, never going to engage. So most of our notes are well documented that says never going to engage. So we may have had a client that's not really a client. That's kind of the worst that we're at right now. So we have some really great charts. That's a huge kudos to all of you, because there has been a tremendous amount of work over the past few years to make sure that our charts are in great compliance. So the fact that I'm not standing up here worried about turning over 14, 13 charts, thank you. I just want to say thank you, and you deserve a round of applause for that, so please. All right. So like I said, I'm not worried. Of course, we're probably going to get some stretching feedback about what we could do or what they might find, but that's for our own quality review. So more to come. If you have questions about audit anything, talk to me, talk to SAPNA, talk to your director or supervisor. But I want to let you know we're going to send 13 charts away in about a week and a half. Questions? People know if they have charts already that are getting sent? Is this first time anybody's ever heard of this? This is only relevant to programs that bill Medi-Cal. So like school-based, your charts don't get pulled. A couple of the others, kinship's charts don't get pulled. So, all right. We have one last thing to do, and that's celebrate some people. And I'm not going to do it. Eric Jennings.
All right.
Thank you.
All right, so this is the time of the meeting where we do Star Awards. Star Awards are for people who have worked here at least 6 months, and it's an opportunity for coworkers. Anybody can nominate, and it's like peers nominating each other for recognition for how they're doing or a job well done. And so all I'm doing is announcing the name of the people who are coming up to give out the Star Awards, and it looks like we have, I think we have 6 to do? 7? 6? Okay. So, okay, so the first one is for, if I can pop it up there now? Yep. Okay. Is for Clara, and I don't know if she's here today. She's a collaborative clinician. Yeah. I'm like, oh, I'm trying to remember what I said. So I nominated her, so let's see. I wanted to acknowledge her because she's done a great job on many, many levels. So she started with us in December, so she's been here just over 6 months. She is, so as a new person, learning to bill Medi-Cal, and she's had experience with it, but she came in just really able to do it really well, very easily. She's kind of like a good example for me to kind of share with staff about how to do it. So it's just so nice that she comes in, she can do it really well. She's very on top of things. She's a total go-getter. She works, she sees so many clients. She does so many things for all of the clients that she works with. She loves, I got to slow her down a little bit because she's very like energetic and she likes to be busy. And so her clients, I think, really benefit from working with her. She's just got a really good energy. She's very smart, very dedicated and passionate about the work that she does. I think she's a good colleague. And she's a strong advocate for her clients. We had a case in the collaborative where she was working with the social worker to help clients find out what they're going to do in the summertime. So our clients are children who have abuse histories, and they have parents at homes, or they're living with parents or caretakers or other places where they don't have a lot of support in the summer. The family doesn't have maybe much income, parents are gone, busy. So what are these kids doing in the summer when they're not in school? So a lot of kids and families can afford to send their children to summer camps to do activities, but a lot of families can't, and it's very expensive. I have a child, I know it's expensive, and even the most affordable ones are still super expensive for families. So she kind of did some legwork to find some places for families, but she also did a really good job of pushing back on the social worker to say, hey, this family needs this support. And she kept going back to them and kept kind of working at it so that she was able to get a family of, like, this is just one of the examples, but a family of 3 children to go to camp. I think for the summer it was, I don't know how many, a few $1,000s at least. And CPS is paying for it. The family's going. The kids love it. She went to see them. They're like, no, I don't need to see you today. Like, I'm having a great time. I'm not in school. I'm not having problems right now. Like, I don't need you. And so she's like, she's showing up to see them there. They're having a great time. It's just really nice, I think, for them. And so Clara is doing a fantastic job. Her clients are lucky to have her. We're lucky to have her. So if you see her, please be sure to acknowledge her. And I will do that when I see her next too. Yay. Yay. Oh, okay. I believe my next person to come up is Lawrence.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Wake up.
The bagels are hitting.
Right. I have the pleasure of nominating Irene Bender.
Yay.